Before you knock it, keep in mind this is a whole playset, basically fit in one package to go in your backpack. Hello toy fans, I'm here with another vintage toy opening. This time I'm looking from my personal collection at the Star Trek Next Generation Innerspace Series USS Enterprise Mini Playset NCC 1701D. Yes, this is the Star Trek The Next Generation Enterprise, and I had this set when I was a kid and was able to get one over the summer, and I have been looking forward to opening this for a while. Now, looking at the box we get, of course, this is a part of the Innerspace series, and I believe I went over the phaser not too long ago. That was one of the ones I was looking at. I had the link up there in the top. Is that right-hand corner? Yeah. So we see that it is from Star Trek The Next Generation. It's part of the Innerspace series, and it's a Playmates toy. We get an actual artist rendering of the toy, showing one side closed with a little bit of see-through, so we can see kind of what we're getting. Shuttlecraft going into the back, and one side open to see how some of the play features work. We get some blurbs over here about the Galaxy class starship as seen on the Next Generation show, and how it opens up to reveal detailed interior Federation flagship Enterprise, and it is cool from what I remember. We also get 3 bonus figures and 1 tiny shuttlecraft Goddard. Now, we did end up getting another shuttlecraft Goddard that is the scaled to the size of the figures. It's this. This is not scaled to the Enterprise. That's something to keep in mind. Let's take a look at the back. The box is pretty big, so I'm having to work a little bit more on my sweep here. We see on the back, we got an actual picture of the toy that has little IDs of what all the different things do. It shows you how to slide open doors. It's got a mini shuttlecraft aft workstation. We got command stations, Captain Picard, a bridge, op station, all sorts of stuff. Working turbo lift, conn station, Commander Riker, the Tinford lounge, the brig, and then the captain's ready room along with Lieutenant Commander Data and Commander Riker. We get a little file card here that talks about the ship and what all it does. And then we get cross-sell art of other things that come from the Innerspace series, like the phaser, we have the medical tricorder, shuttlecraft Goddard, the movie Klingon bird of prey, the Borg ship, and the Romulan warbird. These 2 are the only 2 I don't have from my collection. This one I never got in box, but one day we may look at it. And this one didn't come in box either, which is why I never opened it up, but it's actually pretty cool. And we'll look at it in this video just a little bit. Now that's the box, and the box isn't going to tell us anything else about this. We need to get this one open and get to playing. Alright, so currently looking at the box. As we go to open it, I kind of wanted you to see what all was in there, because sometimes it's cool getting to open these and seeing how they were packed in. This is one of those kind of unique things. Open it up over here. Oh. This one has a tight grip. Alright, so here we'll open this and this. That up, and looks like, yeah, so we'll pull this. So we did get, it's like a sticker sheet here, and I'm gonna scan these before I put them on. We've got some other things. Okay, we do have our Enterprise. It's got, looks like a little thing of wire holding it on. There we go. And that came all bagged up. It's kind of bringing back a little bit of memories. We got the nacelles over here, which I thought was something pretty slick. We got a bag of a lot of our small parts, doors and such. We've got the stand. Now the stand was the piece that helped hold this up in the very top, and it helped hold the whole thing up. And then it looks like the last thing is just these figures over here. the last thing was these figures, and this was all the stuff that we had in the box. Pretty cool. And when it's all put together, this is what we end up with. Now, one of the things I noticed about mine is I've got this piece here, likes to pop up. I'm gonna have to find a way to heat that. Let's see if I can't get that to pop back into place, because it's supposed to sit down. Now, looking at the external view of the ship, it looks pretty good. It has kind of a Funko Pop sort of look to it, with a really big saucer section, kind of an undersized section back here. And it does come with a Star Trek stand in order to make it stand up during the play features. So it's got, you know, it's cool in that it has enough like surface work here that we really get a good idea of this being a Enterprise, with lots of windows and nooks and modules and stuff inside, including, you know, this piece down here that I believe is the captain's yacht, and then the underside as well. The snap-on nacelles are nice. And then going around the back, we'll take a look at it back here. Now we do have that hatch that has that little tiny shuttlecraft Goddard. And, you know, just thinking about the size of this versus the actual Goddard, this is the size variance between the two. So this is scaled to the figures, the inside scale to the figures. This is supposed to be scaled a little bit down in order to fit that, and also to fit the figures without it being a gigantic piece. Now, I know we didn't come here just to look at the outside. Let's take a look at the inside. One side opens. The other side opens. Look at that work. So we've got inside these two stations here with rotating consoles and chairs as well. So let's put Riker in this chair over here. He's going to take the helm. The other's the conn. You've got the counselor and the commander's consoles over here, and of course their chairs and the captain's chairs, which all move. And then of course you got the weapon station back here. You do have a working turbo lift, so you take the card here, call to 10-fold. Take and put him in if you can, and voila, he's gone. He went somewhere else. Now with that, you do on the view screen have these really cool cards. So for the most part, I always remember kind of just keeping it with this image right here with the planet. However, on the back side, you do have a Romulan warbird. Oh no, red alert! You also had this Borg ship. If I remember correctly, this is the one that has to do with Lore's sect of Borg. And then, of course, a Ferengi Marauder. Red alert, shields up. I love the detail in this thing. I think it's a lot of fun. Now, over on the sides, we did have these working doors that have these little tabs that allow it to move in and out. I find that mine gets stuck a lot. And actually, I'm going to trade these out if I can. Let's see if I can do that. Nope. So one of the pet peeves I have is that the flashing on the inside is actually on the inside where the doors sit. And so as it closes, you get this weird texture on this side of the doors, which I do not like. You have the captain's ready room over here. And with the captain's ready room, you have his console, you've got the chair, a window outside, and another chair there for debriefing, and his little computer. So it's simple, it's out of the way. And what they've done is they made this kind of a walkway, so you walk across, and walk in there. It has open space, but they tried to get some walls in there for us so it didn't seem just so, what's the word, awkward. Now up in the front we do have 10 forward, rotating table, rotating chairs. Oh look, there's Picard, and he's getting out of the turbo lift to go to 10 forward. Now's not the time to be drinking, Picard. Tea, Earl Grey hot. Let's get him back to the bridge. We'll just take him across this way. Now, on the back of the bridge, this is what I love. So you got the captain's chair here. Oh, Captain. What'd you put in your tea that you can't sit down without falling down? Oh, sir. In the back, you had these science workstations. What I always thought was super cool about them is that the chairs actually pop out, and you can move the chairs where you need to and have them work at science stations in the back. And getting these stickers on is something else. I gotta tell you, they are not that fun. Not with these big adult sausage fingers that I got. Going over to the other side, we do have the brig over here. And the brig's got some nice console work over here. It has a chair that does rotate. However, there's not a lot of room for it, so it's going to be kind of in that one position. And you do have the brig door that slides close and open. But when it slides closed, it also likes to come out of its door jamb. So that's something to keep in mind. Most of the time, I think I just keep it open until I actually have a prisoner. You're locked up. Lost your freedom. Maybe Tom gets thrown in the brig. Well, that's Voyager, and this is Enterprise, but we could have some crossovers, right? And then, of course, when you're all done, you just take this, roll it up into place, and these saucer section tops are supposed to snap back into place. When it does actually pop into place. And that's pretty cool. Let's take a look at it with a couple of other sets. So, you know, the cool thing is about these sets, when they open up, you do have different play options. You end up getting pretty much the whole crew down the way. Like with this one, of course, we got Locutus, we got Dr. Beverly Crusher, and, you know, it doesn't fit perfectly into place, but it's like one of those where you can pull what you need out and kind of play with it how you want, set up how you want, you know, and you've got yourself an Enterprise, you've got yourself a transporter, a shuttlecraft, and you can open it up and play with the features inside and then put it away, and it doesn't take a lot of room. It's one of those where I do have the Playmates Enterprise, you know, Star Trek figures, and I really love them. And it's one of those things I've always wanted to get the Generations Engineering Room, and of course the Bridge playset. But both of those take up a lot of room, and I don't necessarily have that much display space. So this might be a really good alternative for me to get to have both the Bridge and other small playsets, get to show off my love of Star Trek. And they're not really A, breaking the bank, and B, taking up a lot of space on the wall. And that's all I've got to say about the Star Trek Innerspace NCC 1701D Enterprise playset. It's really cool. It brings back a lot of fun memories. I'm glad that I have it back in my collection. And I can't wait to sit down and get to play with it with my kid, because I know he's going to get a blast out of it too. Especially when we add it up to other, you know, playsets, and maybe even record some videos on it. Now remember, they're not dolls. In this case, they're really, really small action figures. Technically, it's the playset, the action figures, the accessory. When I'm not recording videos here on YouTube, I'm actually over on a podcast on marvindogmedia.com called Talking Toys with Taylor and Jeff. It's a really cool toy podcast. Be sure to check it out. Also, I need your help getting my YouTube channel to grow. Be sure to subscribe down below with that big red button. Hit that bell for notifications so you can be alerted of anything that comes from me to you. Like this video, it helps YouTube know that you like what I'm making, and comment down below. I like chatting with you all.